everybody, welcome to Puget Sound Garden Life's January recap. We were so busy in the month of January, I didn't have any time to post a video, but we were busy on our homestead and we were able to record a lot of it. So today, this video is sharing with you all the things we did on our urban homestead over the month of January. We're gonna start off with building our chicken coop, starting our very first seeds for the 2021 growing season, which are behind me right here, and making my own seed starting mix, which is cheap and easy. And last, we're going to take a look at our brand new baby chicks. Thanks so much for watching and enjoy the fun. Hey everybody, Bill and I are here in our garage getting ready for our chicks. I purchased this chicken coop. It was like an open box deal and got all these parts. It ended up being actually parts for 3 different chicken coops, but not 100% of the parts for any one of the chicken coops. So I went back to where I got it from, told them what was going on, and they ended up giving me a complete coop that was one of the models of the parts that we got. And it was their floor model, but it's not going to be big enough for our chickens.
Yeah, we plan on having 6 birds, and it probably would have been great for 3 or 4, but it would have been a really tight squeeze. Yeah. So instead, we're going to incorporate the extra pieces we have, and we're extending this one out because it would have ended roughly about here, but we're going to extend it out and double its length and use the parts we have available, and we're going to make it work.
Yeah, we should have taken a picture or a little video of what this looks like when we started it, but it's really just going to be doubling the length of it because we had enough spare parts. We just didn't have any of these end parts that we do have now. So now we have twice the side parts. So we're going to just shoestring this thing together and make a home for our chickens.
Sounds great. So we've had a busy day today. We've put in a center cross beam to give us a little bit more support. Since these were 2 different kits put together, it really helps strengthen the middle. We put in these 2 crossbars across the top, and those are going to help support the roof that we're about to put on. We also attached the main body of the coop to our base that we built, our lifted frame, and that's also, again, giving it more support as well.
Show them the handlebars.
And the handlebars, of course. So we have these sticking out either side, and what that allowed to do is when we need to move the coop, we can just reach down and literally lift it up, and it's not too bad on weight, and we have that out on both sides.
Hey everybody, welcome to my January garden update. I'm going to be giving you a tour of what I've been up to this January and what's growing outside. And we are starting here first in my garage because that's where I have been spending most of my time this month. So here in the garage, we've had all sorts of projects going on. This is where I have my seed starting rack. So I've got right now just one shelf is actively on, and underneath there I've got 2 flats of onions. So this year I'm really trying to master growing onions. I've grown onions lots of seasons before, but they've always turned out small and not very productive. So I want to grow big, productive onions that I can store throughout the winter. Here I've got a whole flat of 72 of sweet Spanish Utah jumbo onions. These are a long day onion, so the difference in onion types, there's long day, intermediate day, and short day, and it has to do with the amount of day length that is in the middle of the summer and that the bulbs will start developing at that time. So I've got a long day variety that is meant for my area up in Washington State. And then on this flat are 4 6-packs of Walla Walla onions, and then 2 6-packs of a clear dawn onion, which is from the Northeast, and they're also a long day onion area. So I'm excited to see how those will grow. Walla Wallas are from our state, Walla Walla, Washington. So hopefully those will do well. We'll see. I want my state onion to be the winner, man. All right. So then I've got a flat here that I am just ran out of mix. All right. So I thought I was done starting seeds, and I thought I had just enough seed mix to fill up one more tray, and I didn't have enough. So I had previously taped up all my bags of soil and vermiculite and perlite and moved them here underneath my house in our walk-in crawl space because our chicks are coming soon and I needed that tote for their brooder that I had the soil in, and we needed the space just to get cleared up. So I'm down underneath my house. It's really huge under here. You can walk through here super easy. We store a ton of things down here. This is a big shelf system. Tons and tons of space through this area. It's so nice to be able to have all this space so that we can keep these things here instead of in our garage. That allows our garage to be our almost like another living space to our house / a barn, urban greenhouse indoors, whatever you want to call it. Anyways, I want to show you how I'm making my seed starting mix this year. I plan on starting a lot of plants, so I decided to make it in bulk, and I'm really excited about how it's turning out. I haven't penciled out the affordability of it, but I know, hearing from lots of other people and just thinking through my head real quick of how expensive those small bags of potting soil are, that it's going to really save me some money. So let me show you what I've got. Oh golly. Oh, the base is this sphagnum peat moss, and I've used this a lot to, let me put that down, to amend a lot of my beds. Golly, that was heavy. And it goes a long way. It is the main part of my seed starting mix. And then I also bought, and that was about $10 for a bag of that at Home Depot. I bought all 3 of these products at Home Depot. Next is a bag of perlite. This perlite is a little bit larger chunks than I would prefer, but when you're working together the soil, you can kind of break those up a little bit. This was about $20. And my last ingredient is this vermiculite. Just a little quick tip, when you're cutting open your bags of soil or any ingredients for soil, you got to be really careful and strategic with how you open that bag. Many a times I've just ripped them open. It's one thing if you know that you're just going to put the entire contents of that bag of compost into your bed, but if you know that you're going to be saving what's in the bag to use again, be mindful about how you open it. So the way that I opened this bag is that I used my razor and I sliced just below the seam at the top of the bag, and then when I closed it, I used the longer side to fold it down, and then I kind of fold it almost like I'm gonna fold a present at Christmas. You can also, if you have less volume in the bag, you can twist it shut, and that's really helpful too. But just be mindful that you make a nice cut right underneath the seam on one side. I wouldn't cut off this other seam side because having the extra bit of length when your bag is still so full is actually pretty helpful. So I know that's hard to see, but the perlite is nice, very lightweight. Here's the perlite. You can see it's got kind of a larger grain. So when I'm mixing that in with everything, I just kind of crunch it down and it makes the grains a little bit smaller. Oh man, now I gotta get the peat moss, and that's what I've been using as my spot to sit. Now if you wanted to get real fancy, you could screen this peat moss because there are larger chunks of bark in there, but I just remove any chunks that are I come across as I'm filling my trays, and I feel like that is sufficient enough and better use of my time. So right now I've got a ratio of 1 part vermiculite, 1 part perlite, 3 parts peat moss, and I'm feeling like it needs more peat moss. So I'm going to maybe add 2 more parts peat moss. So the peat moss is really what takes up the bulk of this seed starter, which is nice because it's also the most economic ingredient. It's also the cheapest ingredient. So that's really going to help you stretch your money. Here we've got 1 part vermiculite, 1 part perlite, 5 parts peat moss. So that's what I have grown in the garage here. I do also have some seeds germinating in the house. So the seeds I've got in here need a bit more, need a bit more warmth to germinate. And so I have them on my heat mat inside. And this is the first time I've ever grown with a heat mat. So I'm super excited to have that tool. This is one of our rooms with some really good light. So they're in here with some other plants, and I'm excited to watch them. It takes an average of 20 days to germinate for the different varieties. Well, let me show you the varieties. Looks like I've got 2 rows of lavender, 3 rows of rosemary, only like 4 cells of this salvia, but I really just wanted to kind of test its germination speed. Then I've got about 9 cells of some verbena, which I also am just kind of testing to see how long it's going to take to germinate and mature and flower. Oh, I see daffodils, my. Let's check out the vegetable garden. So I was so proud of these nasturtiums, and I let them go and go and go as long as they could. I think that I should cut it off. They've officially had enough hard frost, or that they're done. Okay, let's take a look at what's growing. I've got my what I call my south terrace right here because it points south, and then I've got my north terrace behind me right here, and then I've got berries up there, and my cottage garden and some garlic up there. So there's not a ton going on in my raised bed up here against the wall with the trellis. There's some lettuce that, heck, I could just let it growing and then my chicks will be able to eat it in time. And here I've got some sprouting broccoli. I should get in here and get at some of these radishes. I haven't checked on them in a while, and it's nice to see that I've got enough to make something. The cauliflower over here is starting to develop. And this one got eaten up more, but it's got something in there. All right, let's go check out the north plot. Got some little snapdragons. Oh, let me give you a peekaboo. We'll get a better look once I get up top, but those Romanesco are starting to develop. The radishes up here are starting to develop. This one, oh yeah, let's get those separated. Should probably come through here and do a little thinning so we can be winning at our radish game. I'll thin them more later. They're just growing so slow because it's not a lot of sun back here. And the carrot patch, taking its time. I figure they'll be ready in April or May. And then I can pull them out and do a new crop. We got, yeah, don't laugh. I need to thin them. They're doing fine. Okay, let's check out that Romanesco. Oh my goodness, it's so beautiful. I just love to admire the fractals, and I don't even need to eat it. I'm happy just growing this for its beauty, but I look forward to eating it as well. They're still pretty small though. That's about the size of a plastic Easter egg. All right. So that's what we've got growing back here. So there's not a lot of action outside in our urban homestead right now. All of the action has been in the garage. Up next, I'm going to show you the footage of the morning that we brought our chicks home, and we can't wait to share our journey with you of raising these chicks and becoming chicken owners again. Yeah. What do you got there, buddy?
Baby chicks!
Yeah, are you so excited? What do you hear?
Them squeaking.
Yeah. Are you excited to open the box?
Yeah, I just want to open it now.
What do we have to do when we put them in here? What's the first thing they're gonna need?
Food.
Food, even before food.
Water.
That's right. But we gotta go get your brother and your daddy so that they can meet the chicks too.
Yeah, they just gotta meet the cute, beautiful heads.
Yeah.
Coming out on the... Are you ready, Mom?
Are you excited?
Yeah.
So the first thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna put them in and dip their beaks in the water.
They're probably like, what was
Are you
that?
guys ready for
They're
this?
probably all weirded out by all the movement. Can I touch one?
Oh, hold on. Yeah, we'll be able to touch them lots and lots. Oh, they are beautiful. Let's show them to the camera. Let's watch out, you're blocking the camera. Look at our babies.
They're all... I want to touch one.
Okay. It's okay, sweetie. Oh, did you taste that water? What do you think about
It's all
that?
happy now.
Oh, sweet
They
are just
May I
beautiful.
can you put it in my hand?
Well, let's get
They're
them.
already wrestling.
Are they
They're
already
already wrestling. They might just start hugging each other. Well, they are actually already in a big huddle. You have a lot
Here's
more
one of the golden buffs.
Oh,
Those
I
black
wanted
ones
to-
were the barred rocks. Oh, let's get its beak in the water.
I need a touch.
Okay.
I think we'll call one of the gold ones Goldie. Oh, and one of those black and whites.
Did you get the water? Oh, you did. Try to water again. Yeah.
Probably gonna grab it again. It probably got a tiny bit. It probably just wants to check the place
It's
out.
alright.
Is it okay if you put it in my home?
Why don't you pick up one of the ones from that has already had its water? Well, guys, thank you so much for watching this video with us. We can't wait to share more of our journey with these little cuties. And if you enjoyed this, please hit the like button and subscribe. It'll really help our channel grow. It'll also help this community of gardeners, urban homesteaders, or people that just dream of being gardeners and urban homesteaders to join this local community and learn from each other. Have a great day. Yeah, you tell them, have a great day. Oh, we're gonna go for a launch. Oh boy, let's hope they don't launch. They have been practicing their flying and we're gonna have a launch. Don't do it. They were safe. They jumped into the brooder. Good to go.